Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Duran. I'm the son of the pastor, Carlos Emerza. I'm also the worship director here at Nueva Vida.
Ooh, that's a whole mouthful. Man, I only asked for your name.
Sorry.
So your name is Danny.
Uh-huh.
You're the son of the pastors.
Yep.
So Pastor Marisa, Pastora Duran, this is their son. As Crystal would say, not the favorite child.
Not true.
And you're also the music director.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I was going to ask you, one of my questions was, what role do you play in the church? But thank you for answering
Oh,
that.
there you go.
So, music director. What does a music director do? I think it sounds like a really big and important title.
It does. It's not as scary as it sounds.
Yeah.
So what the music director does, I work with the worship director. So Annalise is the worship director. So she's usually the one that picks the songs and kind of leads the singers for practice and stuff. When we have practice, I lead the musicians. So for example, I'll have a little mic that I'll talk into when I'm talking to the drummer and the guitar player and the bass player, and I'll tell them okay, we're gonna go to the verse or we're gonna go to the chorus, or build up here or bring it down here. So I direct that side of it to kind of complement what the singers are doing.
Okay, I would have never imagined that it was so intricate, so much logistics.
Yeah.
It just sounds good. I'm there
That's the goal, yeah, the goal.
Okay, so worship and the actual music piece of it is a completely different thing. Two completely different things.
Yes, but they work together, so it's not
And they work together. So when do we figure out how this is gonna work? Is it something that we talk about before?
Yes,
worship?
yeah.
Okay.
So on Fridays we
service?
usually practice, and we'll we'll have the songs already known by then, and we'll just practice it. But on Fridays usually when we'll have a lot of changes, we'll have this song wasn't working so well, or maybe this key for this song wasn't working so well. So on Friday we'll work out everything we need to do for Sunday. Then on Sunday we do a quick run through, and we'll work out anything that we didn't get to do on Friday before we do worship.
And so when things change, during the service, mid-worship, how do you communicate these changes amongst each other?
So when it's during worship, it's a little different. Normally, I would just talk to everyone else in the worship team and let them know, okay, we're gonna do this. But obviously during worship, it's not like I can stop and tell everybody, okay, actually let's do this. So a lot of it is eye contact and kind of body language. So there has been a lot of times where I'll look at one of the singers to let them know, okay, you're gonna come in at this part, right now, or or I'll look at the drummer, whoever it is for that day, and I'll kind of lead them as far as okay, here, that kind of thing. So a lot of it is just eye contact and body language.
Wow. So how long have you been working as the music director in the church?
I've been the music director for the last 4 years or so, but keyboard.
Oh, okay. So this is something that you've been kind of working on. So would you say that, the longer that you've been doing it, the easier that it is to communicate through these untold
because
signals?
you start to understand what this means and what this means.
It's funny because obviously I've been coming here for years, and I don't ever remember being able to pinpoint when you guys are actually communicating. So you do a really good job at making.
Yeah, it's usually it's quick. It's just a quick okay, and then keep going. Yeah.
That is so cool. So okay, so you're the pastor's son. You've been here with us for 4 years doing the actual music director role.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with music. How do we end up discovering this, calling that you obviously have?
I think for everyone it starts off the same way, and it's that you just like hearing music. That's definitely how it started off with me. I just heard some songs and I was like, man, I like the way this song makes me feel. Mm-hmm. But in my case, it kind of led to a curiosity as far as why does this song make me feel like that? So that curiosity is what led me to try and look under the hood and see what is going on? What are they actually doing to make me feel this way? So I started learning piano because of that, and I loved it. It was so much fun.
Really?
Yeah. So I love the way music can affect us. Even someone who is not a musician understands that music makes us feel a certain way, and it complements what we see and what we do.
I love that you bring that because music is used all throughout the Bible to worship. And just it's actually used to emit all kinds of different feelings. We see mourning, we see praise, we see victory, we see war, emitted through different sounds of music. Tell me a little bit about maybe the most memorable or first sound that you can remember or song that made you feel a distinctive way. What was that way, or what was that
Okay,
song?
so the way it started was I must have been like elementary school. I was young, so it actually started because of video games. I would play video games, and there was one game in particular that the soundtrack kind of stood out for me, and it was The Legend of Zelda. So that game, there was a song that played.
Game.
Yes, a video game. I know.
That is so cool.
There was a song that played, and I just remember playing the game and hearing it and being like, "Wow!" Like